His mind was set on, I'm going to play basketball again. And we didn't know if he was going to make it. Headshot wound, brain damage. Is he going to live? Is he going to die? His mother called this prayer vigil, and probably 1,000 people showed up too. It was incredible outside of the hospital, and people prayed, and miraculously within several days, he opened his eyes. But then he had a long road ahead, learning how to do everything from talk to move his fingers and toes and then take steps. But his dream was to play basketball. Anyways, it was miraculous that Tyler Brown is alive. 2, we wanted to honor and celebrate him because of the way he demonstrated, lived by these 5-star values we talk about. Welcome back to the 5-Star Life Show. I'm your host, Coach Seth, and I'm joined in studio with our Director of Basketball Operations, Mr. Brae Beadles. Brae, welcome back.
Thanks for having me. I feel like I've been a rather recurring guest, if that makes sense.
You are a regular part of our show. We haven't had you on enough, so now it's kind of like back to back.
I like it. I have a blast, so whenever you want me.
You got that great radio voice, so we love having you on. By the way, if you just tuned into the show, just a reminder, go to 5starlife.org to learn more about the mission. We're on a mission to change the face of education, of sports, of culture. Go to 5starlife.org to learn more. Also, quick reminder before we dive into content here, you can listen to this show any podcast streaming platform in the world. You can also watch us now at YouTube at the 5-Star Life Show. Please do us a favor. If you've been listening to maybe an episode or 2 or 3 or more, hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss an episode. You can go back and look at the archives. Also, do us a favor, share the episode, especially ones that are relevant and engaging. Share them with friends and family. It really helps us as an organization have more impact and spread the word. So again, 5starlife.org or anywhere podcasts are listened to, or YouTube at the 5-Star Life Show. So Brae, we just had an incredible event, a fundraising event, the 5-Star Life Golf Open. I think this is number 12 for us. And we did something really cool. The board decided to say, why don't we make this whole thing around 5-Star Life basketball, 5-Star Life sports? And so it was a lot of fun.
It was awesome. I've been a part of a couple of our golf outings now, our golf opens, and just the people they're supporting and the impact that they're able to provide is awesome. It was at a beautiful golf course in our area, South Bend Country Club. I had never been there before. Beautiful facility, and when you combine all of that with the amazing people that were there supporting, it was an awesome day.
Yeah, plus the weather was like perfect.
Oh man, it really couldn't have gotten any better. I don't think there was a cloud in the sky. It was like 79 degrees or something. It was perfect.
It was nice breeze.
Yep.
We had some special guests. Rocket Ismail, who
he's awesome. Holy cow.
Yes.
I had never met him. You had mentioned he brings a great energy, and he does. Holy cow. I'm a huge Notre Dame football fan, and it was cool personally for me to be able to meet him and take a picture with him, and just how cool he was. And, not even just when everybody was looking, I was able to talk to him for a couple of minutes, sort of behind the scenes when there was no one else around, and he's exactly the same, so it was awesome.
What stood out to you about Rocket?
Just his energy. And he was he seemed very aware of what we were doing. Right. And sometimes when you have, and not with 5-Star, but just in general, you're a part of a celebrity event or something, they're there for PR. I would say he's definitely there because he believes in what we're doing. And that was apparent, so I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, we're super selective about who we bring in for these things. And, but he is a favorite of ours just because he is 5-Star, right? He lives by those values, those principles. He is so tuned into mindset and personal growth, and don't ever get stagnant. So he's a learner. And it's interesting. I was talking to some people about this very thing, having Rocket in town. So many celebrities tend to end up feeling like, I don't know, they can feel like pincushions because everywhere they go, people want a piece of them.
Yep.
And most of us have no idea what that's like, right? And so we think, oh, they're arrogant or they don't care, or they're aloof or they're not really engaged. Somehow Rocket has managed to never go there. Like he understands his purpose. He understands life is about, and he mentioned this, going from not just thinking about life, and he said Coach Holt taught him this, like you're a successful athlete because you're at the University of Notre Dame. Congratulations.
Yep.
You just won a national championship. Congratulations. But if you want to be significant, not just success comes and goes, but if you want to have significance is embodied by what you do for other people.
Yeah, when he said that in the opening, when we were doing the introductions, I was just, wow, that's just powerful. It's exactly what we are. And, you know, like I said, when you have celebrities involved with events, sometimes it can sound forced, but he's not. And just that example alone of, plus he always has a Lou Holtz story for you, which is awesome to hear too. But the event as a whole was just, it was awesome to be a part of. You know, every day I'm just thrilled to be a part of the organization as a whole in 5-Star and being able to have the responsibilities that I have to help, you know, kids. And, you know, I don't take it lightly, and being a part of those events, like our golf open, it was just another reminder of how special, you know, what we're doing is and impactful. And it was just a lot of fun.
Talk a little bit about basketball. What makes 5-Star Life basketball different than any other club or program out there?
I mean, I think a coach told me one time, or I was at a coach's clinic, and one of the main points was you are what you emphasize. And so as a coach, as somebody who leads, you know, those are vocabulary terms that we are passing down to our players and our coaches and who's leading. And so when you talk about differentiating yourself, like everybody can show up on a basketball court and draw something up on the board or whatever, and you can halfway execute. But when we start talking about, you know, our video curriculum, our core values, how that is going to have an impact on our students' lives, our players' lives, our coaches' lives, everybody's lives, right? Like really where I've seen it over the last year is we're all helping each other more than we even know. If that makes sense. Like I've been a part of a lot of just coaching gigs where I'm just coaching, but like when the kids are helping me as much as I'm helping them, and then I'm helping another coach and he's helping me, it's just like, that's to me is where you've got the impact is real then, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Well, it becomes community, and we are hardwired, according to research, to be connected relationally. And so the people that say I've heard so many people say this, man, I am self-made. I came from poverty. I came from nothing. I had nobody give me anything. I am self-made. And I promise you, if I could get to know them, and if I had a list of 10 people, a teacher, a coach, somebody in their family, if I had a list of 10 people that I could call, I guarantee you that they would say something different. There's no such thing as self-made people.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's so many people that are impacting you every single day, and whether it's positive or negative, and you're learning from all those, you know, scenarios and situations. But yeah, I mean, there are, like, I don't even know if I could list off everybody that's had such an impact on my life, you know, let alone I would be crazy to sit here and say I did all this myself. You know, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. So the power of having impressions, and all these people that have impressions on you, and then the people that are really, they believe in you, and they go out of their way to support you. That's where 5-Star Life is going. It's not just basketball. It's getting people who are like-minded, who love the game of basketball, but are looking for an opportunity to really pour into kids. And it was cool at the Golf Open to see you had coaches there, you had sponsors there, you had parents there volunteering. Yep. It was like the 5-Star community was there, and it was really special.
You know, our volunteers, and we had a couple, like you said, player volunteers. Just cool to see everyone's wanting to be a part of it, even not just the basketball program, you know, and it's like, oh, this is for 5-Star. And it's like, that, to me, that's, again, another sign of everyone understanding and appreciating sort of what we're doing and wanting to be a part of that mission. I think about Best Buy sent 4 volunteers. Tim's daughter's played in our program forever and has trained with us and worked with, and he's just getting more people involved. And Best Buy, to be able to send 4 people on a day that they're probably working, right, is it's just cool.
It's a big deal, and it's fun because so many people look at today's culture and they look at kids today, and they just kind of give themselves a pass by saying, "This is too far gone. There's nothing I can do, so I'm going to do nothing at all." And I love that there's so many people in this region, this community, that are like, "Hey, I can do this. Will this add value?" And we say, "Yes, absolutely." That's how we're changing culture.
Why do you think people think that way? Like I don't want to, like, this is so far gone. Like, why don't people see the value in the little wins of every day? Like, where did we lose sight of that? Is it just because we're in a culture of instant gratification now, or with I guess that's I don't know. It's just we deal with that quite often when we're talking to basketball players and families and trying to get them to play in our program, and it's something that happens a lot, and it's something that I've always just been curious. Like, when did we as a society sort of make that change, where it's like we stopped caring about little wins?
Yeah, that is a great question. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. I want to address that because that's worth diving into. Go to 5starlife.org to learn more. Remember, like this, share this, subscribe to this. We'll be right back.
Did you know that you can bring the values, lessons, and mindsets Coach Seth discusses on the 5 Star Life podcast to your local community? Schools are searching for programs and content that work. Just a simple introduction to your teacher or principal could be a game changer in your community. Inquire at 5starlife.org and someone from our team will be in touch.
Welcome back to the 5 Star Life Show. I'm your host, Coach Seth, and I'm joined in studio with our 5 Star Life Basketball Director of Operations, Mr. Brae Beadles. Brae, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, just before break, you asked a question.
Yeah. It was intriguing thought. Just when did we as a whole move on from little wins and stop and stop? You made the comment, "I don't want to get involved. This is so far gone. We can't do anything about this." Right. And so it triggered in my thought, well, when did we move on from the little tiny details that it takes to be successful? And those are little wins and those are impacts. Like getting a kid to practice could be a win, right? I mean, something as simple as that.
Right. Yeah. I think it was interesting. I was just having this conversation recently with a guy named Jack Brewer, who played in the NFL for the Vikings, the Giants, the Cardinals, had a great NFL career. And now he has a great organization called the Brewer Group. But he's doing incredible things for kids. And we were talking about this very thing, like what happened to society? And he just said, it's crazy. He said, Seth, he said, people will not even volunteer to coach he's big into baseball. His kids play baseball. It's like people will not even volunteer to coach a baseball or a basketball or a football team unless their kids on the team.
Yeah.
People back in the day growing up, there were people that were volunteering that didn't have kids in the program. Like that's almost non-existent today. Like I'm talking about Little League. I'm talking about younger kid leagues. There were men and women that volunteered that had no skin in the game, no kids. And he said there's a shift in our trajectory in this nation where people have become so focused on their own life and on their own comfort, on their own schedule, on their own, I'm joining this golf league and that, and I'm not knocking golf. We just had a fundraiser. People are very generous who golf.
Love golf.
However, it's the principle of if you don't intentionally carve out time to give back, you won't, because we're so busy. Yeah. So that's kind of a tough one for the audience. Like, just a question, like, what do you do that doesn't include your own direct family? Now, could there be an argument made people need to do more for their own family? Sure.
Yeah, sort of starts there. But
it starts there. Mm-hmm. But if I don't model for my kids being a servant leader, and it's not all about me, the disease of me, then we will continue to just really just support this toxic American culture that is me-centric.
Yeah, and I saw something on social media the other day, and it was like a picture of an average woman, if you will, in her 40s or 20s or whatever she was, and then it had like Jennifer Aniston next to her at 50 something. You know, Jennifer Aniston's a beautiful woman. She has aged very well, right? But she's like, this is what I look like at 28, and this is what Jennifer Aniston looks like at 50. Well, it's no accident that Jennifer Aniston looks like that. You know, like you look the way you look because of the habits and the decisions that you've made along the way. And
Sure.
and the same thing for her.
Sure.
And you have to sort of live with that. So it's almost like you compare yourselves to people that are in a different league than you in terms of just habits. You don't think about that.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like, well, what does she do to help herself?
Sure. Yeah, it has to do with habits. And we did a whole show on that. You should go back to the archives, go to our podcast platform or to YouTube, and you'll see an archive show of that. It's really powerful. Also, you know, Brae was talking about Rocket Ismail, getting to meet him. We actually did a show with him as well. So if you missed the last episode, make sure you go check that out. Brae, there are so many families out there that their kids are maybe interested in basketball, or maybe their kids are sitting around playing video games. And they're like, how do I get my kid involved in this 5-star basketball program?
Yeah. We'll have programming going on all fall and winter. It's already, leaves are going to change here any day now. It's kind of crazy.
Don't say that, man.
So we're revving up and gearing up for all of our winter programs. We've got our youth development league, which is we're actually going to offer 3 separate sessions this year of that. You can register for 1, 2, 3, 2 or 3, whatever, however many sessions you want to be a part of. Just trying to offer as many opportunities as we can for those 1st through 6th graders. This is a very elementary look into the game of basketball. It's a ton of teaching, ton of just very basic skill development, teaching just very basic concepts and whatnot. And that's going to start in October, towards the end of October-ish, and we'll be done before Thanksgiving. We'll take about a month off, and then session 2 and 3 will go pretty much back-to-back after the first of the year. So 3 great sessions of our youth development league. We've had a ton of success with that. Great feedback from parents and players. You know, there's other types of those leagues in our area. You know, parents have told me a million times, it's just so much. It's a better run practice and league format. And we just emphasize different things and to try to separate ourselves a little bit and make it a little bit more of a basketball experience, right? And then our video curriculum is all tied into that as well. We're working through which lessons we're going to do. We're going to implement the app. Our 5-Star Life is a 5-Star Life app.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The 5-Star Life app into our curriculum this year, starting with our fall programming. So excited to get parents even more involved with our curriculum, and so they can even see more of the value. You know, last year our youth development league, we did video curriculum, and we asked, you know, parents were all there. You know, when you're 1st and 3rd grade, you don't necessarily drop your kid off and go grab a bite to eat, right? You're hanging out for an hour watching your 1st grader practice. And there were lots of parents in the gym. We invited them over to participate or be involved in the curriculum. And, you know, some just did, some didn't.
Sure.
But just getting even more involvement in that. And I could sense that there was the vibe was, well, what are they doing over there for 15 minutes? You know, like, I know they invited us over there, but what are they doing? And now they're going to get to see and maybe have more firsthand involvement in what that is. And really looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're so excited about the app too, because now for parents who are looking for a more formal way to have conversations with their kids about values, about mindsets, you know, obviously most parents just kind of do it in real time. As things come up, you address them. But there's something about having like a consistent family connection where you sit down and go through something. I mean, the video is, for that age group, the videos are 3 to 5 minutes long. Yep. For middle school and high school, they're 6 to 7 minutes long. And in 25 minutes, you know, a 25, 30-minute family meeting that is kind of lobbed up for parents to take their kids on a journey and to just have dialogue that you would probably not have if it weren't for you having this resource. It's going to be an incredible tool that we're excited about.
Yep. Excited to get it incorporated into what we're doing.
So you got Fall League, you got some clinics coming up. How do people get involved?
Go to 5starbasketball.org. There's a contact page on there. You can fill out a form, or you can just look through all of our programs. It's all organized on there on the website. Looking for coaches, volunteers, people that want to be involved as well. We could always use some help running stations at our development leagues and helping us, in the coaching aspect of making sure kids are where they're supposed to be. And when you're dealing with first and third graders, sometimes a lot of that is just making sure kids are where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
And that's, you don't necessarily have to know a ton about basketball. It's just help us corral, if you will.
Yeah. And there is, we kind of talked about the fact that our culture has shifted to such a me-centric mindset. So I just want to give our listening audience an opportunity to respond. If you know people that love the game of basketball, they have experience, they've played, they're interested, get them, literally tap them on the shoulder, send them this show link, and tell them, hey, you need to get to know Brae Beadles over at 5 Star and think about getting involved. We need more men, more women who care about kids. If we're going to change culture, we need an army of people that want to get involved and link arms. And so this is your opportunity.
Well, it's one of those things like, do you want to be a part of the solution, or do you want to just kind of sit back and watch everything play out? Or do you want to have impact, or do you want to be the one sitting there, talking about it instead of being about it?
Yeah. Is it a not my problem type of thing?
Yeah.
Is it I'm too busy type of thing? And I get that. I've got busy figured out too. And I remember having a conversation with this. We were at a local college recruiting volunteers and coaches. And this person I was speaking to, she was like, oh my gosh, everything you're saying about 5 Star is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly what I was born for. I said, so you're going to get involved? She said, I can't, I'm too busy. I said, well, you will never have more time in your life than you right now. I said, are you in love? She said, nope. I said, do you want to be? Yeah. Do you want to have kids someday? Yeah. So you will never have more time than you have right now. So you're going to have to do what you mentioned. Start prioritizing. You have to make time. The things that you know you ought to be doing, you have to make time. You don't have time. You have to make it. All right. Brae, thank you so much for joining us as always. Go to 5starlife.org. Be sure to like this show, share it, subscribe.
5 Star Life is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to changing the face of culture by changing kids' mindsets. Since 2005, we've impacted hundreds of thousands of lives thanks to the generous support of individuals, small businesses, corporations, and foundations. Are you interested in helping 5 Star Life grow into all 50 states? With your donation or introduction, you can help bring 5 Star Life to your community, school, and state. Go to 5starlife.org and send us an email today. That's FIVESTARLIFE.org.
Welcome back to the 5 Star Life Show. I'm your host, Coach Seth, and I'm joined in studio with a special guest, the 5 Star Life Executive Director, Aubrey Daniels. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Seth. Happy to be here.
It's been a little while since we've had you on, but you've been busy.
Been a little busy, but really happy to be back here and chatting with you today.
So in the previous segment, we had Brae Beadles, our Director of Basketball Operations, on. We talked a little bit about the Golf Open that we had just had this past Monday. It was a huge success. So many generous people came out to support it. How did it go from your standpoint? Because Aubrey runs, she oversees as Executive Director all of our fundraising, all these events, all these campaigns. So how did it go from your standpoint?
From my standpoint, it was the best Golf Open we've had. Now, the weather helped. We had the most perfect day, but really just the support that we had, the businesses that stepped up, that sponsored, Whiteford Kenworth as our champion sponsor, and Core Capital Advisors as our MVP sponsor, and just different people in the community, different businesses that stepped up because they believe in what we do. So that was really great to see, and new faces, new companies that stepped up. So that was really exciting. Everyone seemed engaged. Everyone had a blast. So to me, that's a success.
Did you get any feedback? We had, some special guests. I talked with Brae about the fact that Rocket Ismail was there, former Notre Dame All-American football player, should have won the Heisman. Just incredible athlete, but incredible person who really represents 5 Star Life, embodies our values and our DNA and everything we talk about referring to mindset. But we also had another special guest, Tyler Brown, who Played 5-star life basketball for many years. And for those of you who maybe listen to this show, you've heard us talk about Tyler Brown, especially it'll be 2 years in October, when he was just violently attacked, shot in the head. And it was just tragic what happened to him. And we didn't know if he was going to make it. Headshot wound, brain damage. Is he going to live? Is he going to die? His mother called this prayer vigil, and probably 1,000 people showed up too. It was incredible outside of the hospital, and people prayed, and miraculously within several days he opened his eyes. But then he had a long road ahead, learning how to do everything from talk to move his fingers and toes, and then take steps. But his dream was to play basketball. Anyways, it was really special it was miraculous that Tyler Brown is alive. 2, we wanted to honor and celebrate him because of the way he demonstrated, lived by these 5-star values we talk about, and just got this vision that I don't care. I might be, horizontal right now. I may not be able to speak properly right now. I may not be able to use my fingers right now. His fingers, literally, he could not. He was. They were clenched, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't use them properly, and his mind was set on, I'm going to play basketball again. Well, this summer he did with 5-star basketball. He's going to have a great season at St. Joe High School.
That's amazing.
Aubrey, did you get a chance to hear from golfers? Did you think that resonated with them? Were they impacted by that?
They were impacted greatly by that. I think it made it personal. It made what we do real. They got to see firsthand that through their support, whether it was as a whole sponsor or a golfer or, just supporting us in any way, they were helping Tyler. They're helping the next Tyler. They're helping kids, boys and girls like Tyler that need 5-star life. So I heard from so many golfers that they were just blown away by his story and just so they felt it so deeply and asked really what they could do to continue to support what we do. So having him there was really, really special to us. I also can't believe that he's the age that he is and his maturity level, and he is just a very, very special kid. And I was very grateful that he was there with us.
I had the privilege of being with him the whole day. And he was by my side the whole day, just thanking golfers, introducing himself. He's just such a polite young man. And this is why, going back, I get emotional just thinking about that phone call and that text message, seeing Tyler was the one that was the victim of gun violence, because so many people just assume. You hear this on the news, you hear it on the radio, another person's been shot, and we become desensitized to violence. And then what we do is we rationalize it because we say it's probably a kid who is in a gang, probably a kid who's involved with drugs, or probably a kid that's he's just of the streets. So if you're in that situation, it's probably going to come back to you. And knowing Tyler, it's like I just instantly was heartbroken, devastated, because Tyler is a 5-star. Like, he is such a great kid.
I remember that day as well. And, you are one of the most stable people that I know, never too hot, never too cold. And I just remember how heartbroken you were and, at a loss for words. And the only times that you're ever like that is usually when it has to do with a 5-star kid. And so for him to really just this story of, where he started and what he's doing now is just a testament to his strength and resilience, and what an incredible story that we get to be a part of. It's really, really, really special.
Yeah. And I was so angry. At first I was heartbroken, then I was just angry. And when you experience tragedy with people that you love and believe in, like Tyler, I was just so angry. Because you think about the things that you invested. You think about, his mom, all the investment, all the people that have invested in him to make him the great young man that he was, just taken from it just makes you angry that this happens. Mm-hmm. How does this happen? And it was interesting to watch people come and go. And I've we're going to have Tyler and his mom come on and talk about this. Not to beat up people, but it's interesting how everybody can be there for you, because people want to be a part of the movement and they want to be a part of the face of it and they want whatever their motivations are. But Tyler and his mom were the ones that walked through it afterwards, long after the media was gone, long after politicians were gone, and they had to battle. And it was a testimony to his resilience and perseverance. And we just said, listen, Tyler, Mia, let us know what you need. Mm-hmm. But when he's ready to play, we want him back in 5-star. Mm-hmm. And so it was cool because some of the people that were there at the Golf Open, they were part of supporting and helping scholarship, him to play this summer. And not only that, we'll talk in the next segment about this. We can maybe get into it now a little bit. But there were some key people at the Golf Open, Representative Dale DeVon, Senator Mishler, who, again, none of them put their face or name in the camera or in a paper with this whole Tyler Brown thing. They had nothing to do with that. But when I got a call from a former 5-star volunteer, Katrina Dawson, who is a part of the South Bend PD, and she said, Seth, I saw you in the news. I saw your post. We need to talk. I want to introduce you to the JJC. I want to introduce you to Director of Probation. I want to introduce you to the South Bend Police Department Chief, Chief Rutkowski. She scheduled this meeting, and what was birthed out of that was so much good at preventing violence. Created a program where we work with the South Bend PD, with the JJC, where they identify kids who are showing the early signs of getting in trouble and they're off the on the wrong track. And so the SNAP program was born. 5-Star Life formed a partnership with the JJC, so every kid in the county that's on probation or in detention is going through 5-star multiple days a week. It's an amazing story.
Yeah. I think we've just scratched the surface of what happened was so terrible, but the impact that Tyler's story is going to have and the number of kids' lives that are going to be saved because of what happened and then his decision to keep moving forward.
And because of who he was and who his mom is and because of their engagement with 5-star, it's like because of their faithfulness, we were like, we're fighting for this. Not just for Tyler, but for the next Tyler. So it's so powerful. What an illustration of how much impact we can have when people come together. We got to take another break. We'll be right back after this. Make sure you like this, subscribe to this, share this. Go to 5starlife.org too.
Five Star Life offers year-round programs for kids at our 350-acre training facility that we call Summit. These programs focus on 3 core components. First, each program includes lessons from our curriculum that targets kids' mindset. Secondly, each program teaches a skill like equine, archery, blacksmithing, basketball, fishing, boating, and many more. Thirdly, our programs connect kids to mentors we call coaches who are trained to help kids live a 5-star life. Go to 5starlife.org to learn more or sign up your kids.
Welcome back to the 5-Star Life Show. I'm your host, Coach Seth, and I'm joined with the 5-Star Life Executive Director, Aubrey Daniels. And welcome back, Aubrey.
Thank you.
So we're just talking about the Golf Open and how Rocket was our celebrity guest, but our honored guest was Tyler Brown. And man, I tell you what, I'm really excited to bring him back onto this show and his mom and share their story. And then I know there's going to be pieces of that's going to go into our curriculum where they together are going to impact like tens of thousands of kids, hundreds of thousands of kids, if not millions of kids. And Tyler's just getting started. He's going to do so well because he's so hungry to live a 5-star life and to do great things. So really, really proud of them. We got to shift gears just a little bit because I wanted you to talk a little bit about, there's a lot of parents and grandparents and people in the community that are looking for, now we're back to school, things for their kids to do that aren't just keeping them busy, but are impactful. And our listening audience understands that's what 5-star life is all about. Can you talk a little about some of the opportunities people have?
Sure. So, summer was incredible, was impactful. We worked with, thousands of kids, and, we are so excited for the offerings that we have this fall to just continue. We want kids to just be the best version of themselves year round. And so we're really excited about what we're doing this fall at Summit. We are going to be having open enrollment days. So any kid K through 12 that wants to sign up for the Saturdays that we have available at Summit, you can go up there. You can sign up your kid on our website, 5starlife.org, and they will just be able to experience all that Summit has to offer. We are also going to be offering after-school programs that are targeted programs and advanced courses so that kids can excel at specific, really incredible skills like archery and horsemanship and blacksmithing and anatomy, and just really helping them take steps forward. So they're not just getting a taste of these activities, they're able to really excel week by week and gain valuable skills that can take them wherever they want to go.
That is so exciting. Like I just am, if you're listening to this and you aren't excited, it's because you don't understand. Let me help you understand. Somebody decided 30, 40 years ago in this great nation, and I'm serious about that. We live in a great nation. It's on fire right now, but it's going to come back. Why? Because we're going to bring it back.
Yep.
We are part of this. You can be a part of the solution. But somebody decided 30, 40 years ago that we were going to poo-poo the trades and that we're going to just basically say, every kid has to go to college, get a 4-year degree. That's all we're going to promote. That's all we're going to talk about. That's all we're going to really put in the minds of kids and families, that you need to go to college, and if you don't, you're a second-class citizen in this nation.
Yep.
And now people are starting, some people, not all people, are realizing that was just an awful idea. I mean, try to get a plumber to come to your house. Try to get an electrician. It's
a lot of money, and it takes a while.
Yes. So we are so messed up, and the things that they were saying were for second-class servants to do. These people are making so much money, and everybody's realized like they offer so much value in what they do. This is a great career. This is a great life. This is a great way of life. And so what 5-star Life is doing is, listen, we're all for sending kids to college. Absolutely. But there are so many opportunities to work with your hands, doing trades and learning other skills, that one, it's about purpose. Don't go to college if you're not a sequential, like if you are not good at sequential learning. Colleges, you can do it for sure. And some people do. And that's fine. But maybe if you're more of a tactile, hands-on, dig in there, get your hands dirty, you may be best made for trades. And by the way, but it takes brilliance to do both. Sequential learning. I mean, learning, reading that way, it takes a level of brilliance. Learning hands-on, it takes a level of brilliance. I know that because I'm not good at it, and I'm just like mesmerized by people that can work with their hands. It's amazing. So here is the gap in the void 5-star Life is trying to fill. You have career centers for 11th and 12th graders, which are incredible because somebody decided 20 years ago to take shop class out. We don't have shop class anymore. So now we have career centers popping up, which is wonderful for 11th and 12th graders. Here's the problem. The problem is So many kids start to check out in 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th grade. But if you wait until they're 10th graders to talk to them about the Career Center, they already believe and have the mindset that I'm slow, I'm dumb, it's not worth it, I'm not motivated, I don't know what I'm good at, I don't want to try anything.
Yeah, we've missed them.
We've missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So our call to educators, and every educator listening, if you're a friend of an educator, tell them to listen to this show. And if they're interested in this, they need to reach out to us because we're piloting this right now. We want to start in 5th and 6th grade, giving kids an on-ramp to start developing these skills. Yes, it's all of the features, all of the values, all of the mindset curriculum is along with it. Yes, it's also great staff members, volunteers, mentors, but it's also skill development where these kids, I just talked to at the Golf Open a guy who for Grand Design, he's one of their welders. I think he's the head of welding. They have a whole division. And he makes a great living. He loves it. And he said, welding saved me. I didn't do well in school. I thought I was dumb. I thought I was slow. And somehow I got introduced to welding. I think it was maybe the Career Center. So it saved my life. You know how many kids at 10, 11, 12, 13 are going to latch onto something at Summit through one of these programs, and they're going to avoid so much pain feeling bad about who they are, and they're going to latch on to hope and understand I'm brilliant with my hands, I'm brilliant with my eyes, I'm brilliant with this, I can do that. That's the goal. So what you're saying, Aubrey, these programs, now people hopefully are excited when you're reading those off.
And they're gonna have exposure to horses and our elk and nature activities. And then we're going to show them if they fall in love with those things, we're going to have opportunities for them to be exposed to careers in those fields. Right. I've had conversations with some of our DNR reps who are wonderful that want to show kids, if you love the outdoors, if you have a passion for animals, if this is just something that lights a fire in you, you can have a fantastic career as a DNR rep in any state in the country. There's just so many opportunities for kids, and we want to expose them to it because most of them have no clue that if you love horses, that there is a career in horses for you. And we're going to help them realize their potential there.
See, this is so exciting. When you think about all the kids, I know people listening they're thinking about their nephews and nieces or their neighborhood kids that maybe are struggling with school. This is going to be a game changer. See, for me, Aubrey, I was an okay student, but it was basketball that hooked me and kept me focused on education. And I'm so grateful for basketball because I had to have a certain GPA to be on the team. And now I'm so grateful that I've learned how to be a great reader and a writer, and I can do some things and I have some of those basic skills. That helped me so much. For a lot of our kids, they have no hook rooting them in their education, right? And it's amazing how just that little bit of confidence in one area trickles down. It's that domino effect to every other area. All right, we got a minute left. What else do you have to share that I haven't asked you about, Aubrey, that's going on with 5 Star Life?
Wow, that's a loaded question. So every day there's a lot going on. We have an incredible fundraiser coming up at the end of September called Horses and Heroes, where we're really going to showcase our equine program. And we are going to do horse demonstrations. We are going to have live music, and it's just going to be a great event. You can learn more at 5starlife.org. We are super excited about this. We're excited to showcase what we're doing with our horses and in our barn. And so that is one of the next things on the docket for me.
Awesome. All right, we're out of time. Thank you so much for joining. Keep up the amazing work. Congrats on a flawless Golf Open that you ran. It is just such an honor to work with you. So proud of you. If you're a business out there, you're a potential donor, you need to ask Aubrey to take you on a tour and get involved. It's very impressive, but thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching this show. You can watch this on YouTube at the 5 Star Life. You can listen to this anywhere podcasts are played. Make sure you check us out at 5starlife.org. We just launched a new website. That's all for now. Thank you.
At 5 Star Life, we are changing the face of culture through education and sports by changing the most important piece of a human being's life, their mindset. If you are interested in being a part of our journey, please visit 5starlife.org for more information on volunteer and donation opportunities.